President Dilma Rousseff faces a battle for re-election in October. Well, Gabriel Elizondo sat down with the president in Brasilia and joins us from there now. So, Gabe, a humiliating exit for the host Brazil from the World Cup. As we were saying, there are many Brazilians now questioning whether all of this was worth it. So what did the president have to say when you spoke to her?
Well, her answer to that, Darren, is that yes, this World Cup was worth it. We spent over 40 minutes with her at the presidential palace that you see behind me. I'll say that she was very relaxed and she didn't say as much, but I got the sense that she was also very relieved that this World Cup is almost over. And relieved in the sense that there's been years and years of build up to this, and also that in the months prior to it, there was a lot of pressure here on Brazil placed internally and externally for the country to get ready with the stadiums, the airports, and to get security right as well. Well, now it's almost over. I started our long conversation by asking Rousseff what grade she would give her country for the preparations for this World Cup and the execution of it, and this is what she had to say.
I believe Brazil exceeded itself in the organization of this World Cup, and I think we should get the maximum grade, and I'll tell you why. First, because there was a lot of news that said Brazil would not be able to do the World Cup. But we not only exceeded concrete points, like guaranteeing the stadiums were ready, airports were fully functioning, security that was firm in terms of protecting the teams and heads of state that came to visit us, but also we overcame the negative campaign against the World Cup in Brazil.
I think everyone would agree with you, President, that the organization has been superb. A lot of people have said it's one of the best Copas, one of the best World Cups in a long time. But it came at a price for Brazil. $4 billion in stadiums, $8 billion in infrastructure. Was the billions spent for the World Cup, in the end, worth it or not?
I want to tell you that there is an immense gain for Brazil having done this World Cup. Immense gain. In terms of infrastructure, it's not $4 billion that makes a difference in health and education. In the same period, when the stadium construction was going on from 2010 to 2013, Brazil spent in health and education more than $850 billion. $4 billion spent to make the stadiums has very little significance in terms of the general spending. All the rest of the infrastructure, for example airports, they are not a necessity for the World Cup. The World Cup is just a point in the process.
And Gabriel, what about the long-term legacy of the World Cup and the wider political fallout from all of this?
Yeah, that's right. There's elections here, and Dilma Rousseff is running for re-election, and those elections will be in October. What the government and what Rousseff is a little bit doing is they're kind of moving the goalpost a little bit, because when they announced this World Cup and were building up to it, they were talking about the World Cup being, you know, the spark that would, you know, start this national infrastructure boom. Well, now, because they missed some of those targets, now what you're hearing is Rousseff saying, you know, of course, that this really wasn't the case, that they were planning to do this anyway. I can tell you she's not too concerned about how the World Cup is going to affect the election, but I can tell you her political opponents are waiting to pounce on this, and they are going to start as soon as this World Cup is over and elections kick off and campaigning kicks off. They're going to be all over her, talking about how much money was spent and really leaving it up for the Brazilian people to decide if it was a lot of money or not, these billions of dollars. And it ultimately will be the people that decide here in Brazil if the World Cup legacy is worth Dilma Rousseff having another 4 years in office or not.
All right, Gabriel Elizondo there in Brasilia. Gabe, thank you.